National Archives had to head down to Mar-a-Lago to take back some White House documents former President Trump had apparently taken to Florida. According to the Washington Post, Trump improperly removed multiple boxes from the White House.
To be clear, by law, all those records should have been turned over to the National Archives and Records Administration. They're presidential records. CNN law enforcement correspondent Whitney Wild tracking the latest developments. First of all, the details of what extent of documents the Trump White House took down there, and what's their response to having not followed the law.
Right. So they say in this case there wasn't a nefarious purpose. They say that this box mostly contained things like mementos, letters between world leaders like leader of North Korea, Kim Jong-un, for example. Yeah. The relevancy to the January 6th committee, though, in their investigation is not clear. But let's just go through some of the bullet points here of this great Washington Post story. Basically, what the Washington Post is reporting, again, is that the Trump administration improperly removed these documents from the White House, took them down to Mar-a-Lago. The National Archives had to retrieve those records from Florida last month. Again, these were boxes of mementos, gifts, letters from world leaders. The Trump camp trying to create this narrative that this was just kind of all the fun stuff, Jim. The stuff that would jog your memory.
A
What
letter
was really
from
like
the
in
North
that
Korean
moment.
leader to the U.S. president
Exactly.
is not a Christmas card from
Correct.
a fundraiser, right? I mean, that's a presidential record.
Right, and it follows a pattern that we've seen over and over, and we've reported on for several months now, of people within the Trump administration blatantly disregarding their legal obligation to pass these records over to the National Archives. CNN reported last week that there were documents that were regularly shredded. The National Archives retrieved documents that had been put back together by staff members at the White House at the time who had put this together with tape. So that just gives you another example of the ways in which the Trump administration continued to sidestep this very real obligation to put forth presidential records. And the White House, the Washington Post story rightly points out that there are a lot of national security risks with not putting forth these documents. It's could really hamper national security if a new administration is, as the Post pointed out, flying blind as they move into their new roles. So.
And let's be clear, a law very well could have been broken here. So this may have been something that was done, without intent or what have you. But as you said, there was a pattern to how the president and how this administration handled these sensitive documents. Whitney Wild, thank you. Well, joining us now to discuss